Hello again. So we're up to episode 6 of Amazon's Fallout. And where are we at? Well, it seems it's time for some filler and backstory. But to be honest, if it's enjoyable filler and backstory, it's fine as long as it's not just wheels spinning. Well, let's find out, shall we? We start with a cool 1950s style commercial for Vault-Tec bunkers. The commercial is made by the Ghoul, before he turned into a ghoul, obviously. After the filming is complete, Cooper, which is the Ghoul's actual name, personally I'd forgotten that, but maybe that's just me, he heads reluctantly to a party hosted in his own massive house. Don't you just hate it when you have to go to a party in your own home and you can't really even be bothered to go? We've all been there. At the party, Cooper sneaks out for a smoke and meets the guy who does the voice for robot Mr. Handy. They have a conversation about the future of vaults and stuff. People keep wanting to tell Cooper what the future is all about. Time, management, products, take your pick. It's all sort of amusing, but not particularly interesting, to be honest. Back to the present, the Ghoul comes around on the floor of the supermarket where we last found him. He's met by some idiots in cowboy hats who say they're from the government. Pronounced exactly like that. Over to Lucy and Maxie Boy, and they're being cleaned up and healed in this seemingly wonderful vault. There's a stupid scene about having sex while they're waiting. Max doesn't seem to know how it really works. Lucy does, but it gets way too awkward. Funny, I guess? Maybe. Genius says that he's a knight, even though he isn't, so they don't. What a guy. Back at home, Cooper has a riveting conversation with his wife about how they're not allowed to bring their dog into the vault due to lack of dog food. Cooper wants to know who's making these rules in the first place. It's a good question, they argue. That was not really exciting at all, I found. Over to Lucy again, and they're learning that this vault they stumbled into is steadily becoming weirder and weirder. The Overseer, who has one eye, seems to be some kind of mutant, is making a comment about immigrants and smelly food, which wasn't particularly subtle. Max wants to go and see his power armor, so he does. It needs a new power core, so he asks where the power stuff is. They tell him, and for some reason he thinks it's a good idea to go and steal their power core. Never mind, he's stopped before he's about to retrieve it. They don't seem to mind that he was about to steal their power source. They tell him to stay around and have some food and how about a nice hot shower, which is a mystery to him, since he apparently has never had a hot shower. He's given a Pip-Boy and access to a nice room, complete with a robe and gift basket. Lucy is doing some exploring of her own. She finds a disturbing history lesson in a classroom on the wall. I thought we'd already established this last episode, but I guess her seeing that another vault is using a different version of history is even more disturbing. Back to the present day again, and this time we're with the Ghoul and he meets the government dude. After a pointless conversation, he shoots the 3 idiot cowboys and then goes over to a Moldova poster. There's a number of wanted posters on the wall. She seems to be one of them. It seems that he knew her from the past. Simultaneously in the present, Lucy is in a weird ritual which I can't really show any of on YouTube due to lack of clothes. Lucy keeps hers on, however. This all leads up to the big reveal that the vault is actually a cult that worships Moldova. While Max is sitting around eating popcorn and watching a movie, Lucy is sneaking around and she finds some horrible experiments with things floating in jars. She's captured. She tells him the whole vault is crazy. The dark-haired Overseer says that if she came to her home, she'd probably say the same thing. And we end with Lucy getting dragged away. For me, this episode had way too much filler, which I guess is fine. Filler is required, but it just wasn't that interesting. Cooper arguing with his wife or endless conversations about government types just didn't do it for me. The stuff in the vault was sort of interesting. The big reveal was hardly shocking since we know so few characters in this world, and who else was it likely to be? That makes the world feel very small. I mean, however, the world was kind of small in Fallout 3 and 4, but it doesn't mean the show has to be. That was more due to the limitations of consoles and PCs. This world doesn't need to really follow that at all. So yeah, this was probably my least favourite episode, so the quality was still decent enough. I'm going to go with 6.5. I'm starting to feel like I must be missing something with this show, because why didn't Silo, the Apple TV show, get this kind of praise? It's pretty much superior in every way. Stunning acting, of course. The general feel of it is amazing. Of course, it's a more serious show, but it's very comparable. It's perhaps because of the Fallout brand, I guess. It's still a decent enough show, but for me it's not really bingeable or that compelling, which is why it's taken me quite a while to actually get through it. Anyway, 2 episodes are left. Maybe we're in for a dramatic end. I guess that's enough from me. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have anything interesting to say in the comments below. And leave a like if you like the video, or even subscribe. Thank you.